Hey guys, Josh here with Hamilton Mechanical. Got a surprise for you guys today. Simplicity. You ever heard of a front cut Hydro 16? Yeah, well, I hadn't either. Until about 6 months ago when I sold a mower to a friend of mine, and this was sitting in his yard. So after some negotiation, this mower now came home with me, and I'm really excited, guys. I have never ever seen one of these, so let me give you a quick overview here and show you what all this guy's gonna need. And this is part one of a mini part series fixing up the Simplicity FCH16 or 16 FCH. I'm not entirely sure. This is a 1993 model Simplicity front cut Hydro 16. So this is a mid-engine mower with the steering in the back and the deck in the front. So let's just get a little closer look here. I just dragged this out of a backyard yesterday. First time in a few years it's been moved. So first we notice it has this cute little bed, which was actually I think for the bagger setup, really. It has little stake sides. They're supposed to be a back, but we can make a new one of those. And there's supposed to be some weights in this area right here. The old man has some blocks of lead we might borrow from him to see if we can get some weight on the back here. And then this is the battery tray, which is right in front of the muffler, which does not seem like the best area for that, so we might relocate that battery or at least get some insulation or something. So let's get to the parts you guys really want to see. Oh, funny note real quick. How many of you guys recognize this gas tank? I'm pretty damn sure that is a stock Tecumseh gas tank that Simplicity bought and used on their mower, and there is one on each side. 2 1-gallon tanks. So this bad boy has a 16 horse Briggs Vanguard. Where's our model type code? Not sure if you guys can see that. 303777 0411. And you see the 93 there in the date code. That gives you the year. The first 2 digits of a Briggs will always give you the year. So 93 is a 93, 01 would be a 2001, 69 would be a 1969, and I've seen that all the way back to the 50s, so that should always hold true. Whoa! Check out the very early Briggs & Stratton rectifier. You can still see the circuitry through the epoxy. I wonder if this sucker will charge. Okay. So let's get to, oh, here's the oddest thing about this mower. It is a hydro. So as you see, here's our hydro drive, and actually this mower was apparently working when parked, but the belt had come off the hydro drive. But as you notice, the mower's vertical. This is the other direction, so the belt on the motor is supposed to go horizontal and then it flips to vertical. So this is a flip belt. It actually changes direction completely. The output from this hydro drive goes through this rubber belt with 2 tensioners here, a very interesting design, big plastic drive pulley here, and outputs to a chain, and you probably can't see it through there. That is the legendary Peerless 100 series differential that they use on a lot of go-karts, mini bikes, or not mini bikes, but go-karts and things of that thing were like the 70s and 80s. It's a lot of people robbed these out of lawnmowers and used them for that. So, but that is the differential. It's still a little wet where I washed it. Electric PTO, which does actually click. That surprised me a little bit. Very teeny tires. We got 16 650 by 8 in the front, 13.5 by 6 in the back. But don't be fooled, guys. This is not a tiny mower. This is a 48-inch cut Simplicity. And of course, since this thing sat in this guy's yard for so long, that needs bearings. Got the belt off here so we can spin a few things, but it seems like that one doesn't even turn at all. That's probably the only good idler on this thing. This one's locked up. What about this one? Yep, that spindle's not doing anything. Okay, so all the spindles are locked. Now look how many idlers are here. 1, 2, 3 on the deck. There's one more to tension the belt, and then there's 2 for the drive setup. So this thing is covered in idler pulleys. Go over to this side. So this has a foot-operated clutch brake, and then the hydro control is right here. There's neutral, reverse, forward, and here's the hydro pump. Ooh, put some air in these tires. You can hear it. Where is it? Somewhere right through there. It is leaking pretty badly. We'll put some tubes in this thing. Look, there's another one of those gas tanks I was telling you about. Shut-off valve at the bottom. But a very nice 16-horse overhead valve Briggs, a very early one. So this is one of the Vanguard series. The carburetor kits, guys, for these things are like $150. I have no idea why, but that's the MSRP on those kits from Briggs. So you can get online, find cheaper kits from China, or you can find an entire Chinese carb, and that's what I did. We bought the $16 carb. I figure if anything, we can use the parts from it to rebuild this one, or if this one's really bad when I pull it off, we can say screw it and just drop the Chinese one on there. And they seem to work about half the time. So it's 50-50. It might work, it might not, but when you can bolt it on, it'll run. That's awfully nice. So this is a rear steer mower. It's not articulating. This is not like the Husqvarna you saw, so it doesn't bend in the middle, but it steers in the back. So let's get this. Oh, nice little sticker here with this was also offered with a 42-inch deck. Oh look, they even give us part numbers for touch-up paint. Lots of lubrication points. There's grease fittings everywhere, so that's good. I'm not really sure what I can do with that bed, but it is pretty substantial. Let's flip the seat down. So this lever here just raises the deck and puts the center of gravity back on the wheels. This one here is your height adjust for your actual cutting. So the deck is up higher, so we definitely have some work to do, but I did spray starting fluid in it yesterday and I heard it run for a split second, so that tells me she has potential. And just a cool damn little mower. Deck is really solid, not a whole lot of rust, just a little bit around the edges, but we can clean that up and paint it. Put some of that edging around the bottom there, that's missing. Choke lever's froze up, we'll have to get one of those. But I figure we'll get it moving first and then we'll see what else she's going to need, because this deck is going to take a little bit of love here. Luckily this is a clamshell style spindle assembly, mandrel, and so in theory you should be able to unbolt the two parts and replace the bearings in here and put it back together and we should be good. This belt is probably fried. All the gauge wheels are. It's actually fairly intact, so looks like maybe we need some help here. Something's not working right there. Okay. So it's supposed to lift the back up as well. So okay, well, we'll figure it out. Luckily, you can still get parts for these. Here's the It's a 169 1656. The deck is a, if you can see that or not, that is a 169 1663. Fort Washington, Wisconsin. And I'll leave you guys this visual right here. Something we don't see very often these days. It's a good old Made in USA sticker. So anyway, this will be in some upcoming videos. This is going to be a part one of many. We will restore this sucker and figure out what it's going to take to make her a functioning mower. I don't think she'll need a lot, but definitely carburetor, oil change, filters, fluids, fuel lines, tubes in the tires, battery, idler's belt for the drive, and idler's belt for the deck. And then the deck, I think, has a couple loose pieces we'll have to address, but that's why Hamilton Mechanical's little brother is Hamilton Welder. So, well, that blade does seem some better days, but it's still got enough on it I can put an edge on it. But it looks like this piece of metal right here, probably supposed to be more like that, and it's broken off, so we'll have to weld that up in place. It's a very heavy gauge steel. Oh yeah, this guy's supposed to bolt there, and well, okay, well, we can fix that. This tire's leaking down more as we talk. So anyway, very unusual mower. Front cut hydro 16. Thank you guys for watching. Stay tuned for more videos. Hit like if you like this mower. I sure have never seen one before. Maybe you haven't either. So, and if you've owned one of these, let me know. I'd be curious to hear what y'all think about it. Talk to you soon.